Our Secretary General, Anna Wedinsky from our Brussels Diplomatic. You like to repeat always that alliance is a union of values, of democracies. So what alliance has done to liberate our colleagues in Turkey, because now already almost 200 journalists there are behind the bars?
NATO is based on some core values: democracy, the rule of law, individual liberties. And I have stated that many times, and I personally attach great importance to those values. At the same time, we have to understand that Turkey is the ally most affected by the turmoil, the violence in Iraq, Syria. They have suffered many terrorist attacks, and they suffered a coup attempt where several hundred people were killed, and the parliament building was bombed while parliamentarians were inside the building. So of course Turkey has the right to defend itself, and it has the right to prosecute those behind the failed coup attempt. But this has to be conducted in a way which is in accordance with the rule of law. That is something I have stated several times. And I have also welcomed that there is established contact between the Council of Europe and Turkey, because it is the Council of Europe, which is the European body where Turkey is member, that has the tools and the responsibility for the European Human Rights Convention. And therefore I welcome that there is direct contact between the Council of Europe and Turkey addressing these issues.
Last but not least, CNN, second row.
So our question is, you have had a few hours with US Secretary Tillerson. What other questions remain?
Sorry, I didn't fully understand. Other questions than defense spending, or?
When you met US Secretary, what kind of other questions remain?
Yeah. So we addressed in the meeting today, which we had 3 sessions, and we addressed many different issues, but the main topics was in the first session was burden sharing, defense spending, the transatlantic unity. And the United States, Secretary Tillerson expressed a strong commitment to NATO, to the transatlantic bond, but he also expressed a strong position from the United States on the importance of fair burden sharing. And let me add that I believe it's very important to remember that fair burden sharing or increased defense spending across Europe and Canada is not just something we have to do to please the United States. It's not just about pleasing the United States. It is about investing in our own security, in the security of Europe, because Europe is very close to the turmoil, the violence in North Africa, the Middle East, Iraq, Syria, and we are close to a more assertive Russia. But that was the main message, or one of the 2 main messages in the first session, was to address transatlantic bond burden sharing. And we also addressed and discussed what more NATO can do to fight terrorism, especially how we can prevent. Prevention is better than intervention, and how we can build local capacity. Instead of deploying large number of our own troops in big combat operations, it is about training local forces, building local capacity, enabling them to stabilize their own country and to fight terrorism themselves, as we have done, for instance, in Afghanistan for many years. Then we discussed Russia, and the main message there is defense and dialogue, and also to work with partners like Sweden, Finland, the European Union, and others. And then we had the meeting of the NATO-Ukraine Commission, where we expressed strong solidarity, the territorial integrity, the sovereignty of Ukraine. So that sums up the whole meeting, and that ends this press conference. Thank you so much.
Wishing you a good weekend. Thank you.